Hey guys, Mike Croft here, Generation Wealth Investment Club, and here's the question I pose to you today. Are mutual funds, like the fees in mutual funds, the fees in ETFs, costing you hundreds of thousands of dollars? The short answer is yes. But how much exactly? So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to share my screen with you. I'm going to walk you through a couple examples of mutual fund fees, ETF fees, performances, and show you that these might not be the best options if you really want to grow wealth and secure that future and be able to buy back your time, all the stuff we like to do when we become wealthy, buy back our time, secure the future, all of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop onto my calculator here. I'm just going to hit reset. All right. And what we're going to, like, everyone's at a different age and stage here. So I'm going to pick one age and stage to show you the example. If you're older, then obviously it'd be a little bit different. If you're younger, it'd be a lot different. But let's go 35 to 65. Okay. A 30-year period. Let's just say you have, not 665, 65. There we go. Let's just say you've got $10,000 invested in an account, saved, whatever. And let's just say going forward, you decide to do $300 a month. Okay. Now, if you kind of do the minimums that we kind of project people should be able to do, that's roughly about 12%. That's like the low end. That's like the bottom. That's like not trying. At 12%, that's going to become $1.4 million over 30 years. Almost $1.4 million over 30 years. Pretty good. You're a millionaire. And you haven't even tried very hard, right? Like, not bad. Now, what you have to understand is most mutual funds, we'll start with mutual funds and then we'll move on to ETFs. Most mutual funds underperform the market. So, like, I think a really good high performing mutual fund usually averages about maybe 9%. So, check this out. If you just take 3% away, how much do you think you drop? Think of it quickly. Is it you're going to drop 400K, 500K? Watch this. Half. By underperforming just 3%, you go from a $1.4 million investment to a under $700,000 investment. Whoa! And we haven't even got into fees yet, right? Because mutual funds have fees. Now, if you live in the US, you're about 1%. It's called an MER fee, management expense ratio is what it's called. So it's a MER fee. In the US, it's about 1%. So let's take that 9% down to about 8%. Ouch. Ouch. For all our Canadians out there, it's not 1%. You're closer to about 2.5, maybe even 3%. So let's drop you down let's just drop you down another percent for the Canadian people out there. Holy cow! Being in mutual funds and having the mutual fund fees for Canadians have cost you $1 million. Remember our original example, we were at 12%, we're at $1.4 million. Now, most mutual funds underperform the market, so that's where we got the first 9%. And then now you got to add your fee into that. Again, US, you're about 1% in your fees. That's $500 million. And then if you live in Canada, probably about $447,000. Now, we think that's great, but I'll be honest, that's horrible. That is brutal. If that's your expectation, if that's what your financial advisor is shooting for, fire them now. Okay. We'll help you get better results because this is where we're going with the investment club minimum. This is our low end. Okay. So that's mutual funds, and I hate them. I used to be in a whole bunch of them, figured this stuff out, got out of them, fired my financial advisor, said never again will I do this. This way of investing, that is. Okay. So hopefully I've just shown you how brutal mutual funds are. But they give me diversification. They do. And I love the old good Warren Buffett quote, diversification is needed for those who don't understand the market. If you understand the market, you don't need to be as diversified as a mutual fund is, in my opinion, at least. Okay. And your returns We'll tell you the same thing. Okay. ETFs, they stand for exchange traded funds. They're a little bit different than mutual funds. Usually they're cheaper in their fees. And generally generally ETFs, what happens is they will track a sector of the market. So for example, I just found this one, the Vanguard Consumer Staples Index Fund, okay, ETF shares. So consumer staples, think like Pepsi, Costco, Coca-Cola, Procter and Gamble, if you know those companies. Like Walmart, that would be a consumer staple. Target would be another example. Stores that you'd buy food at, right? And so here's my beef with ETFs is you pay to be in a fund that, again, in my opinion, underperforms the market. And here's what I mean by that. I'm going to switch over to another screen here. I'm going to walk you through the Vanguard Consumer Staples Index Fund and how it's underperformed compared to the companies that are in it that have actually outperformed. And your goal is to be in the companies that are outperforming, not underperforming, right? That's how we win. So I'm going to switch over here to my other screen. Okay, this is TradingView. This is what I use to track stocks and funds and ETFs and all that here. So let me do this. Let's start with the Vanguard Fund, which is VDC. The Vanguard Consumer Staples ETF right there. That's what we're talking about. Pull it up on my chart. There it is. Okay, let me just pull a couple things out. And what I'll do, guys, is we can measure from different periods, right? And so what I'll do is I'll just measure from the beginning. I'll do the last 12 months is what I'll do. Get my price range there. So we'll go back to, let's go back to the beginning of 2023. Maybe that would be a better way to go. So we'll go about mid-January right there. Your fund as of today is negative 4.12%. Ew, that's not good. Not in a market that's done really well. And so let's see what the top funds are on this ETF before we dive into like how much it's actually costing us in the ETF. Okay. So I'll head over to holdings. All right, we got Procter and Gamble, we got Costco, we got Walmart, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Phillips Morris, Mondelez International. Let's see what else. Colgate, Target, and there's a whole bunch more, but those are your top 10 holdings. And that's roughly about 62 of your portfolio. Okay. So let's start here. Why don't we go Procter and Gamble? Let's go there. I'll head over back to my screen. We'll pull up Procter and Gamble, see how Procter and Gamble's done this year. So Procter Gamble right there. I'll measure roughly the same time frame with these guys. So we'll go mid-January, which was roughly about there. Oh, look at that. They're up they're up 6.38%. The ETF's down over 4. These guys are up 6. Huh, that's interesting. Costco. We'll do Costco because that's another one on the list. Let's see here. Where does this one start? Oh, there we go. We'll do again, beginning of January, right about here to today. It's up 30.66%. What? Meanwhile, your ETF's down negative 4%. Let's do one more. Maybe we'll pick Walmart. Excuse me. All right, let's try Walmart here. See what Walmart's done. Okay, there is. Just trying to find. There's January right there, roughly about right there. And this is where Walmart is. Say they're actually down a little bit, but they're still up 6.42%. So all that to say, the ETF's down, and they're charging you money. Yet their top 3 holdings are all up. This is how you start to beat the market, by the way. Is you get out of these, I don't know what you want to call them, boring ETFs, managed ETFs. You get out of these things that your financial advisors are putting you in that are, average, and you get into really good stuff. And so back to my example here, obviously, I'll show you one more thing. Buy upside. I use this here to kind of track how well stocks have done long-term. And this one's even okay. Let me do this. Oh, there it is. Value of so there we go. VDC. We're tracking VDC. Look at this. Since 2004, February 27th, 2004, till looks like we got till April of 2023. So almost 20 years. Not quite, but almost 20 years. It's average 8.92% year-over-year return. What you've also got to realize here is a fund like this does charge you a fee. Now, this fee is really small, but look at that expense ratio. That's your fee, management expense ratio, MER, 10%. So most people say, wow, that's so low. It's so much cheaper than mutual funds. The problem is your fund's underperforming the market at 8.92%. So if I add in the fee, it's actually 8.82%. Let's just go back to our example here, 8.82%. That's half. You're still half down from where our low end projections are at 12%. What if you were to do 15%? Heck, what if you were to do like Costco? I know Costco doesn't do 30% year over year, but with their dividend, they're averaging over 20% year over year. That's $10 million. Holy cow. All right. So hopefully that like opens your eyes a little bit, and just in terms of like mutual funds, how much you're losing in mutual funds, being in low cost ETFs, how much you're losing in potential there because the ETFs are just dragging down the good stocks. And if you can get out of that stuff and get into the good stuff, you could easily outperform the market. And that's everything we're doing in the Generation Wealth Investment Club. So hopefully this inspires you. Hopefully you see here that it can happen for you with the right coaching, with the right mentor, with the right stocks, with the right time, and the right knowledge in the market here. You can outperform this market huge. But you got to get out of mutual funds. You got to get out of those low performing ETFs. All right, that's all for now. Hopefully this inspired you. If you got questions, hey, always reach out. I'm a real person here to answer your questions. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.